Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at lesson 10.2. So we're going to learn how to compare, contrast, and convert customary units of capacity. Remember from your vocabulary activity the other day, the capacity of a container is the amount the container can hold. So how much it can hold, right? The capacity of my seltzer can right here is 12 ounces, 12 fluid ounces. The capacity of a paint can, okay? The capacity of a measuring cup. So it all depends. How much can it hold, all right? Just like yesterday when you did 10.1, you can still use that conversion chart. For this chapter, I attached it on Google Classroom, but it's also in your textbook on page 592, all right? So let's take a look at a couple examples together. So same concept as yesterday, all right? Same concept. You have to always think about, am I converting a larger unit to a smaller unit or a smaller unit to a larger unit? That's what you want to think about every time you go to convert something. Smaller to larger or larger to smaller, okay? And remember, just like yesterday, when you're comparing two different things, you have to convert one of them so that you have two of the same kinds of measurements, all right? So for converting a smaller unit into a larger unit, remember, we are going to divide. It sounds a little silly, but you have to think about what's actually happening, all right? For converting a larger unit into a smaller unit, we're going to go ahead and multiply. So let's take a look at this example over here. Coral made 32 pints of fruit punch for a party. She needs to carry the punch in 1-gallon containers, okay? She can't carry 32 pints with her. That's not really going to be that easy to transport. So she's going to pour them into larger containers. So she's going from smaller to larger, okay? Smaller to larger. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to need to divide, all right? Sometimes you might need to convert more than once based on the information that you have. So we're converting 32 pints to gallons. Write an equation to convert pints to quarts because we don't know right now how many pints are in a gallon. So we have to figure that out. So there we have 32 pints that we're starting out with. And we know that there are 2 pints in a quart. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to divide by 2. So that gives us 16 quarts. So now we can go ahead, let me change colors, and we can convert those quarts into gallons. We know that each gallon is 4 quarts. So we have 16 quarts, and we're going from smaller to larger again. So we're still going to go ahead and divide. And there's 4 quarts in a gallon, so we're dividing 16 by 4. And that gives us 4 total gallons. So it's easier to carry 4 gallons than it is to carry 32 pints. So Coral needs 4 1-gallon containers to carry the punch. Do you see why we didn't go directly from pints to quarts? We don't have that conversion. You could have figured out that there are 8 pints in a gallon, right? And just simply divided your 32 by 8 to get 4. So that could have worked also if you were able to use that conversion chart and see that there are 8 pints in a gallon, all right? So that's up to you. If you're using this chart directly, you're going to have to go to quart and then to the gallons. All right, let's go ahead and let's clear that screen. And let's take a look at another problem. All right, let's take a look at number 1, share and show. Use the picture to complete the statements and convert 3 quarts to pints. So we know that 1 quart is equal to, looking at the picture, 1 quart is equal to how many pints? 2 pints. So 1 quart is greater than 1 pint. So 3 quarts, so if I have 1 quart is 2, that means, but we want to find how many 3 quarts are. So we need to go ahead and we need to multiply. Why are we multiplying? We are going from quarts to pints. So we're going from larger to smaller. So we need to multiply. 3 quarts times 2 pints tells us that 1 quart is 6 pints. All right. All right, let's take a look at one more example. Number 2 here. 3 gallons is equal to how many pints? So looking at the conversion chart that we have, we know that using this conversion chart, we can't go directly from gallons to pints. So we need to go from gallons to quarts to pints. All right, gallons to quarts to pints. So gallons to quarts, we're going from larger to smaller. So if we're going from larger to smaller, we need to do what? We need to multiply, right? Larger to smaller, multiply, okay? Stop and think about that. So I have 3 gallons is equal to how many quarts? 3 gallons is equal to how many quarts? What am I going to do? I'm going to multiply my 3 gallons by 4 quarts, because every 1 gallon, there's 4 quarts. Every 1 gallon, there's 4 quarts. So if I have 2 gallons, I have 8 quarts. If I have 3 gallons, I have 12 quarts. So now I need to go ahead and I need to change that into pints. So I have 12 quarts, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change that into pints. So I know that there are 2 pints in 1 quart. So again, I'm going from larger to smaller, so I still need to multiply. So 12 times 2 is 24. So therefore, there are 24 pints is the same as 3 gallons. All right, one more quick thing. If you did not complete your flip grid yesterday, you can do that today. So you have a couple more options to explain. So you can go and choose one of the problems from 10-1 that I assigned, or you can choose one of them from 10-2. All right, if you're doing it on Wednesday, you've learned 10-1 and you've learned 10-2. So I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you those directions for those of you that didn't go into it yesterday. Those of you that did go into it, you did an awesome, awesome job. Go back and check. I went and I recorded some responses for you. Okay, so when you come to it, it's going to go ahead and look like this for you. So choose only 1 problem. So if you didn't do that yesterday, you don't have to do 2 today. You're only doing 1 total by Friday. So you can choose one of these problems from 10-1, or you can choose one of these problems from 10-2. If you decide to do it tomorrow on Thursday, you can go ahead and choose from any of the problems, okay, that are listed here. So watch my example up here first. Use your math notebook to solve the problem, okay? Solve it on a piece of paper, all right? I want you to try and show us that example. It's a little awkward. It's a little backwards because you're pointing to the paper, but that's okay, all right? You're going to explain how you solve the problem, and then it's not going to show up for you right away. I have to go in and watch your video and approve it, okay? So once I approve it, then it will become active and you'll be able to see it on your end. Let me see if I can go in a student view real quick. I think I can. If I go in your view, because I was in the teacher view. If I go in the student view, it's taking a couple minutes to go. So you have to make sure that you allow your camera and you allow your microphone. So this is what it looks like for you. So you see me there, you see and then you see your classmates that have recorded already, and you see my responses up there. So you're going to click on this plus right here to go ahead and record. All right. Greer's starting to lose it. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I hope to talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.